All right, everybody, welcome back. Another day gone down the tubes. Today is Friday, the 21st of June, 2024. Back out in the dungeon, literally. It's 101 degrees out. At least inside the shed anyway, 101, 102 maybe. My little fan's going and wreaking havoc. We managed to get the IF on the chopping block today. This morning I spent wrapping up the deal on the airline 729 and getting the bench cleared and everything, and spent a little bit more than I spent the most of the rest of the morning till noon working on the cabinet for this 145, and we got it all sanded, and the final glue up is going on right now. I've got a little bit more to do on it, like the holes for the back cover. They're sloppy, and I'm going to use some different screws for those. They're not going to be the rounded head like you see on some of the Philcos on the back. They're going to be oval head, black, and so it's out there getting ready to. And I got the rough sanding done on it. I got to do some. A couple of quick sand over the thing. We got the little picture frame thingy around the opening for the dial. We got it extracted off the cabinet so I could work much easier on the cabinet, make all flat areas. And now we're on this IF can, and it is 4:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about the 5-wire thing. I hadn't encountered it on the previous 145 that I did, or any of the other Philco radios of that era. I did a 130, I think, or a 135, a 140, and a 145. The only difference between the two is one's got a push button, the other one doesn't. And I never noticed it on those. Of course, I was a young buck then, should I say, a young'un getting my feet wet in the radio refurbishing hobby, and didn't pay too much particular attention to that. I just wanted to see whether or not I could get a radio to work. And I think I did a 145 back whenever I'd done 2 radios before that for my cousin's second-hand shop that he had in there that didn't work, and I cut my teeth on those. And then I did 2 others, I think a Stuart Warner and maybe 2 Stuart Warners, and I don't remember what the other one was. And then I got a 145, and thought I'd give my shot at that. And every last one of the radios that I do, except for the ones that I do for a subscriber in Texas, he's sent me some chassis to work on, and those are AM radios. They're the Bakelite radios, the Bakelite era. But all the ones that I buy off eBay, I look for, they gotta have shortwave or FM and AM, or a 3-band or a multi-band. I don't do for myself and for refurbishments. I don't do AM only radios. Well, at least refurbishments that I put out on eBay, turnarounds. So now what I wanted to cover before I started blabbing away, 5 wires, both of them. Now I haven't opened up this one yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be similar in nature. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Let me turn this up, get this out of the way, push out of there, get this up here so I think you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Here's the first IF, second IF. This one here has one wire that comes off here and comes right here, and it's got a little whoop-de-doo, little, I guess a gimmick cap right there, or a gimmick inductor, or it's a chinkawonky. It's left out there and it goes to ground. Now, I'm not sure exactly why that is. I guess I'll have to do some homework and see why, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I need to do. And that is the 5th wire, or the 3rd wheel, or the 5th wheel, or the 3rd rail. It comes off of this lug right in here, and that lug right there comes up through here, and there's a loop-de-loo that comes up around here, and it's grounded to the can. Now this goes inside and goes to pin 4 of the, what was it, B7 tube. Pin 4 of the B7 tube. And it looks like it goes around this secondary coil right here. One loop comes through there, soldered on, goes in between the between this upper coil, these 2 coils on the upper side, goes one time around, comes back up, and then goes out. So we're going to go ahead, and we're not going to mess with this connection up here, because I'm just going to splice into that wire right here, and I'm going to leave all this upper section intact, so I don't have to mess with that, because I stand a chance of try to pull that wire out of there to replace it. I'm liable to damage the coils, or the coil. I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some long wires on there, and then we'll cut to length and whatever. So let me get this done. I'm not going to bore you with replacing these wires in there. This here is going to be a little different wiring color on these 2. I'm going to try and keep them as close as there's a white green, and I don't have a white green, but I got a white, and I got a green ink pen. I got a pen, and I got a phone, and Congress is just going to have to deal with that. So let me get this, let me get my sponge moistened, and we'll be right back. Okay, we got this one, IF1. Got it safed off, insulated from the can. We got a super long piece of heat shrink on that to help protect it coming out of the can, making sure that it plays nice. One thing I found, that this stud right here is it's stripped. All it does is spin and spin and spin and spin. So we're just gonna try to get by with it like it is, because I don't think this won't. This here, all it does is turn the whole entire thing. So I mean, there's like no threads there. So I'm not sure what can be done about that, if anything. I don't want to, you know, tack it down with super glue or JB Weld or anything like that, because it probably changed the characteristics of the operation of the coil. So we're going to try our best to make do with that. This one here is similar in nature, except it does not have that boogered ground that comes out of the can. But what it does have, which is weird, I never seen any of this before. It's got a can in a can. I gotta go to the can, man. Yeah, this thing is, no wonder it had a chingus on it on the bottom. This thing must be screaming Mimi for some reason, to get it double shielded in that box. So so what we're going to do is we're going to move to the second IF. We're going to get it cleaned up and get the wires mated up on this, and we'll be back. Hang in there. Alright, here we are. We're done with these IF cans. Well, we're not done with them. The cans are going to get finished, but these are finished. First IF, second IF. That's really odd. I never went this far on the first go round of this model, because there was no need to. Like I said, I was getting my feet wet back then, and just learning, and so didn't have the opportunity at that time, or didn't take the opportunity at that time to experience these horses of a different color. That sure is farm out there. I think probably what we're going to do now, besides spraying a finish on the IF cans, we're going to put these aside. We're going to go out and we're going to second sand the cabinet, and possibly third sand it, and then we're going to come in and start masking the chassis off, because we got it cleaned up. Well, it's cleaner than it was, but it's going to get more clean as time progresses. So hang in there, we'll have some more coming. Not sure when though. Okay, out under the Casbah, it's cooling down pretty good, and here we got a really nice breeze going this evening. I think it's probably about 5:30 thereabouts. Here is the cabinet in its current state. We got a final glue up right here on this little panel on the front there where the push buttons are. It's kind of got a little delamination going there. We filled in this piece here that was missing, and this piece here that was missing. These here are just little chips. We're going to fill that with some fill stick. I think that's what you call it, fill stick, fill stick. There was nothing to do over here, We got it all rough. This is rough sanded. This was done with a 50 grit. It had a lot of, I guess it was so old, craggy looking, what is that stuff? Shellac, I think it was. Maybe. But it was gnarly looking. I mean, it was grody. Ugly. Uglier than a mouse piss. Mouse piss. Mouse piss? We're filling in these right here. Get that little booger. Yeah, we're filling in all the old back door screws because they're too sloppy, and we're going to put some new ones in there, and we're going to use some oval heads on them, black oval heads, probably at number 6, so that will make it look good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and start masking on the chassis. Yeah, that there is pretty hefty dark, but by the time it gets sanded and stuff, it's going to be pretty light. All of it's going to look pretty light, so that's the reason why we went the darker shade on this, so that way when we go through and we're going to do 2 more sandings on this, so we're going to hit it with a 220, a 220, a 320, maybe a 400, and that's going to schmooze out a lot of the cragginess. That's how with the 50 grit, and you put some heavy gnarly grain back into the veneer, hopefully not go through it. That way whenever you go to stain it, you put that dark stain on the thing and you get those deep layered dark grain marks in the thing, and then as you go through and you put more finishes on it, those dark grooves start sinking to the bottom of all the other layers, and it gives it that nice deep wood grain look. The lighter stuff, the stuff that you see in the camera whenever I have my halogens on and shining on the cabinet and it's looking bright yellow, well, it's almost like dip your car, you know. It's what do they call it? Hyper shift paint. So anyway, we're going to go in, we're going to start doing on that, and then we're going to call it a day and a week. And so happy weekend, everybody. Stay tuned for more. We're going to be jumping into that chassis full bore, both feet, top to bottom, around and around, up and down we go again. So thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe. This is the behind the scenes radio that I was working in tandem with the